Before we even get to this video, I want to say something. Black women, sisters, we love y'all. Us as black men love y'all. I don't care what video you watch. I don't care what somebody said on whatever channel. Black men in general, we love our sisters. To not love our sisters, to not love certain traits, to not love certain attributes, it is honestly not to love ourselves. So we love our sisters. We love, your hair. We love your skin. You know what I'm saying? We love the things that make you different. We love the way that nail polish contrasts, against the variety of shades that you come in. We love every single thing about you. And to be honest, you have to understand that men of other races love you too. You have to understand that out of all the beautiful women on the world that come in all shapes, races, creeds, cultures, whatever, you have to understand that there are certain elements about a black woman that's different. Like the way your hair does a certain thing, the way your body, like you're different than the masses. Not saying you're better or worse. I'm just saying you're different. And a lot of men look at that and say, you know what, whether they fetishize it, whether they whatever, a lot of men understand, or are attracted to black women as well. Right? So let's end the narrative that black men don't like black women, right? But I'm gonna say this. There is an element of black women that men, or I'll say that are pushing some men in a different direction, right? And that element is, the Western culture you've absorbed. You know what I'm saying? Like that Western culture, it may can fit with other women and be kind of harsh, but the dynamic of black women, once you incorporate this Western culture, it's not a good look for you.
Why do y'all hate black women so much? That's what it really boils down to, if y'all really want to be honest. Y'all really hate black women. Because as soon as a black woman say something, do something, wear something, go somewhere without saying hello to somebody, it's a fucking problem.
No one can hold black women accountable. Black women, unfortunately, we have adopted this mentality that I can do whatever I want to do and can't nobody tell me anything. And this is why we are where we're at. We live in a very selfish, egotistical society now that nobody cares. If you're a black woman and to hold black women accountable, you have to be ready to fight, because it's going to come with a lot. I'm always thinking about how young girls are being influenced. So what us grown women are doing, it's influencing these girls to do these out of control, I don't care attitudes. They have the most disgusting attitudes, and you can't even check them because they have their moms who say I could do whatever I want. So can't no one hold us accountable. Not a black man. Your white boss probably the only one who can tell us what to do because he pay us. A gay man can tell us what to do. If it's a black woman or a black man, a straight black man, we don't want to hear it.
The problem with black women is black women don't listen to no fucking body. They don't respect anybody, and they're very unaccountable. And they're producing these children that they don't even want to date and that they know is problematic, but instead of holding themselves accountable and, saying that they maybe didn't produce the best child, they rather blame the father for not being there when they wouldn't allow them to be there because they want to be married to the system and they want to get the benefits from being in the system. It is quite disgusting to me. And black women are never going to be beneficial to the community as long as they keep these attitudes.
I have a question. Why, every time I ask somebody why they date outside their race, they say because black women have attitude problems. Is that true?
As a woman, that I feel like the way that my anxiety shows up, people think that I have an attitude. Even you, when you say things in my voice, it's always like this ass voice that I don't be having.
You should hear yourself.
I can't hear. My ears don't work.
Sometimes I don't know if you can hear the way you speak to people.
No, I know exactly how I speak to people.
Do you realize that it has a certain phonetic sound, the way that you come off?
I think that's more of a you problem than it is a me problem.
And that's a black woman thing.
No, this is a human being thing. But as black women, we get that trope of being angry on top of our heads.
Because of the way you deal with that overstimulation. You just said it's a human being.
Exactly.
But so if everybody goes through it, why not just stand on it? Yes, I'm like that way because I got to be the male and the female in my house.
I'm not angry. I could be aggravated. I could be overstimulated. I could be anxious in this moment. We have a myriad of different emotions and feelings like everybody else, but we always get dubbed angry, no matter what it is that we're going through. I could be scared right now. I'm angry, because I'm not smiling? What the
It's one race you wouldn't date.
I'm not into black women.
Why is this always the answer? I need to know this right now. So you think I'm ugly?
No, that's not it. You're conventionally a very pretty girl. It's just a preference. I actually tried to kind of see a black girl for a little bit, but I just couldn't like get into it. Like, I mean, if a girl's half, it's different. But like a girl who's like fully black, for some reason, it's just...
So it's just like a preference of skin tone. So you don't like black people?
No, I love black people, but I'm just not attracted sexually to black women.
What's one race that you wouldn't date?
Definitely Caucasian men.
So why are we mad? What are we mad about? I can only draw the conclusion that black women are so angry because we're out of order. When you're not fulfilling your purpose and your nature, you're not operating in the nature for what God created you for, you're gonna be mad. And you can pretend all day long that you're some boss bitch, you're in charge, you should be in control, you can stand toe to toe with men. You cannot. And when you have to wear such masculine behaviors, you're not going to be happy about it.
Black African American women are still struggling with having bad attitudes. We can't even congratulate each other. We can't tell each other a nice compliment. We cut our eyes at them. If we speak to each other, you don't speak back. It's awful the way we carry ourselves, and we have so much education, so much potential, so beautiful. I mean, just so many great things that African American women have defeated, overcome, but that attitude.
Public service announcement to all black women. The reason why white women stare at you when we're in public is because we're admiring you. We think that you're beautiful. We think your hair is pretty. We think you wear your clothes cool. We think your skin is really beautiful. So that's why we're staring. Nothing else. I know some white women like to get in your business. But some of us, if you catch us staring, that's why. We think you're stunning. Have a beautiful day.
Okay, y'all, so listen. I can go all day about this topic right here, okay? I can, okay? But I was just having a debate with a dude in my inbox on Snapchat. I'm not going 50-50 with no man. It's not never happening. I'm not doing it. It's 2024. My rent is $19.15. Why would I go half with a man on my bills? His specific words was, oh, I got half. No. Nobody's going to have half on shit over here. Because if I can pay my full rent by myself, I don't need nobody to come in and move with me and pay half.
Who's paying the rent? Who's paying the gas? Who's paying the electric?
So, split everything. Yeah,
okay.
Pretty much. Yeah.
All the bills are split 50-50.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome to The Real Cost of Love. Thank you so much for joining me. My first question is, how long have you guys been a couple?
About 1.5 years now. We just actually moved in together.
If you guys don't mind me asking, how much do you make for a living? Like how much?
I just broke the 6-figure mark.
And how about you?
I'm slightly below that.
Okay, period. Have you guys done a vacation yet?
Yeah, we went to London, actually. We split that too as well. So
50-50.
Yeah, flights and everything.
Okay.
Just to make it easy and affordable, so.
How does typically date nights go? Is that also 50-50?
Date nights, it's more usually me that pay for it. Yeah, treating her.
I get dessert.
Yeah.
Okay.
She gets dessert. I pay for the dinners.
Okay. And if you could guesstimate about how much have you spent on her in the course of your relationship?
I'd say like 3,000 to 4,000. Yeah, for like just like vacations, going and doing like fun events around DC, going to
like
dinners.
Christmas and stuff.
Yeah, Christmas.
How much have you spent on him?
I'm gonna say like $2,000.
2,000? Okay.
Would a 50-50 man for you disqualify?
Absolutely.
Disqualify? What if he? Okay.
Like I haven't met him. I wouldn't even have met that man. A man that wants to be like half and half had never met me. I didn't meet him. He wasn't even in my room. I never met a man like that. Literally, I never met the man. Seriously, like there's no way you looked at me and was like, yeah, we going to, like, I never met him.
Okay.
I'm not running across him.
No disrespect to this man. But I ain't never seen this man. Walk on by him.
SD, what's up?
The facts of the matter are that the vast majority of people here, especially black people,
would be smart to go 50-50 with each other, because half the men and over half the women make $50,000 or less. You know what I'm saying? And for black people, us, when you look at where we sit as far as household income, we are dead last because most of us are by ourselves, right? And with over half of the men and half of the women making just $50,000, it makes our household income the lowest. Whereas other people also don't have all of this money, but what they are doing is they are getting together and saying, okay, you can only do half, I can only do half. Let's put that 50 together. Now it's a $100,000 home.
Why would you rather pay bills by yourself than go 50-50 with your partner, right? Like, we work so much harder sometimes just to stand on something that doesn't make sense. Like, a lot of women are like, I would do it by myself. If I'm paying my rent, I'd rather just keep paying it by myself than have you come in and pay half. Like, logically, if you're paying 100%, you only have to pay 50. You have more. There's more to save. There's more to invest. There's more to spend, like whatever it might be. But we really stand on the most foolish business just to say, I do it by myself. Either you want to do it by yourself or do nothing at all. Like, where's the in between? And a lot of women have this mentality and not realizing like where you're going wrong when it comes to your relationship. Women who, you know, feel like they shouldn't have to pay any bills. And it's just like, come on.
I feel like it's very controversial when like, be like, oh, I don't go 50-50. But it's like, all right. So if you and your man make the same amount of money, right? But only your man is the one that paying all the bills. How you ever going to save up to like buy a house or buy a business? Because he's never going to be able to afford to. So it's like certain things is like a joint thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a work together. But I just be feeling like sometimes people, like the internet really be having people fucked up from like real reality type shit. So it's like, all right, so your mom and dad used to work every single day, right? Mm-hmm. So your mom and dad used to work every single day so your mom could save her money and buy persons and your dad just pay all the bills. That's not how it works. This is your mom was in the house cooking and cleaning every day. Your dad was working, or they was both working to pay both the bills. Like, y'all be acting like y'all don't know what the fuck that is like no more. Like, come on.
And your mom money was your dad money, and your dad money was your mom money.
Like, it was like that.
The topic of 50-50 has come up again, and before y'all get started with the please protect this woman, or that's right, sis, I don't care about the amens from either side. You need to stop letting rappers, influencers, and scammers lead this conversation because they don't live in a real reality as well as you. I'm also tired of hearing about the women who say this is my standard. No, this is an unrealistic expectation because money goes in and out of cycles. I don't care about how your father raised you. He wouldn't approve of you shaking your ass online, so you can't tell me he'll tell you how to identify a real man when you're not acting like he would want you to act, especially if he's not still with your mother. Never in life have I ever heard a woman go, oh yeah, well, our rent was $1,400 and my boyfriend only came with $700, so I didn't take the $700 and I just decided to pay all of it and broke up with him. Because it's not happening. Money is a tangible object. It goes in and out of cycles. Even millionaires have a hard time, and that's what the internet is not telling you. What actually happens is two people get together and they decide who's going to cover what based off of their finances. This is your income and this is mine. It makes more sense for you to take this bigger bill because you make the most money. And they pay it based off of what makes sense for their life so they can make it from one month to the next and make their living situation more stable. Because that's what a partnership is. You don't have a lot of men saying, I'm going to take this woman and take on all of her burdens and let her go work really hard and keep all her money. I know it sounds good on the internet for the pandering podcasters. It's not a real reality. Times are hard, inflation is steady rising, and Ari and Moneybag Yo are not your everyday average couple.
I used to date nothing but white girls in high school because I remember being told I was black and ugly by black girls. So then when I dated the white girls, you know what they told me? I was a sellout for dating the white girls. But hold on, the white girl told me my skin color was pretty. It looked like chocolate to her. To you, it was ugly and it looked dirty. And you black like me. Then I got to college. I said, okay, I found black women attractive. There was a whole lot of them downtown Atlanta. So I remember walking up to this black girl who was walking at little 5 points. I walked behind her and I said, excuse me, miss, because I thought I could talk to black girls the way I talk to white girls. Be really nice and friendly and cordial to them. I said, excuse me, miss. She didn't say anything. I thought, she must couldn't hear me. I said, excuse me, miss. She stopped, turned around and did me like this. I know you didn't, and walked off.
Another thing, I don't gotta speak when spoken to. I'm grown. Okay, so me being in the grocery store, I don't gotta say hi to you just because you say hi to me. Like, I came here to shop, not make friends. And quite frankly, that simple, oh, hi back, that's gonna get me an unwanted conversation. You know what I'm saying? Now, you think just because I said hi to you, now you want to try to talk. Now you want to know my age, where I'm from, my number, all this extra stuff from a little hi. So, no, I don't gotta say hi to you.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all might not like my take on this, but the man that posted about why don't black women speak in the grocery store no more, he not wrong. They be rude as hell. They give you stank ass looks, even if you a woman, not just a man. Granted, sometimes you don't really want to be talked to, but how the fuck is they supposed to know you're not wanted to be talked to in the moment? A lot of us be having rested bitch face, so some men know that. So even with us having rested face, they're gonna speak. How hard is it to just fucking speak back? And again, y'all got these tactics of what you would like to say back to get them out your face. Ask for some money. Ask for them to pay for your groceries. Quickest way to get them out your face, right? Okay. But I mean, I just don't understand, like, why is it such a big deal? If somebody speaks to you, how do you know you're not supposed to be spoken to? Granted, some people got their days where they just do not want to be talked to. I can attest to that. But how is somebody else from the outside looking in supposed to know that?
Maybe that black woman would have spoke to you if you paid for her groceries. Instead of a hi, if you said hey, can I cover your groceries? I think you're a really beautiful woman and I'd like to make your day better. We're living in late stage capitalism. Things are expensive. And black women are tired of being tired. We're tired of having to put on a smile on our faces and take care of everyone while no one takes care of us. So maybe, just maybe, if you would have just offered her something, if you would have said, let me cover half. Do you need any help? Or if you would have just left her alone, or just simply walked up to her and asked her for her name, something like that. Respected boundaries, but offered something. You might have gotten a smile, or you might have been told to get out of our face, because we don't have to be nice to you. We don't have to be nice to you because we're black women. We're no longer on the plantation.
So again, it's not black women that men are not attracted to. It's the culture and the mindset that some, not even all. It's the culture and mindset that some women have adopted that are making black men look a different way. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it stands out because, and this is where I see a lot of the conversation. I see it surrounding a lot of men overseas. I see the conversation happening, of course, sisters in the state, but sisters overseas. You know, I've heard a lot of conversations from my sisters in Thailand recently talking about, you know, black men don't like. So you hear the conversation around a lot of the quote unquote passport brothers. But I said this a few videos ago. When you hear men talk, you know, passport bros, and they going off and they saying, oh, well, Hispanic women are doing this, or Asian women or women from this part of the country are doing this, and they're better than black women. They're not better than black women. What those men are attracted to is something different than Western culture. It's something different than Western culture. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I always say, man, and this is a side topic, if a man is having a problem with women in the States, he's going to have a problem with women anywhere, because their culture has nothing to do with their nature. Their nature, it's 100% across the board. Every woman's nature is the same, but a lot of men are experiencing different culture and they're falling in love with that culture. And to be honest, there's nothing wrong with that. Like us, I'll say not us, but a lot of black men, like once you experience that, it's different. And once you taste a different culture, and I won't necessarily say a more feminine culture, but a different culture, it's something you'll never desire to go back to, regardless of what race is attached to it. But this is the thing. You have to understand this. You can go across the waters, you can go across the sands and entertain women in Africa or women in Asia. And you'll find that a lot of women, or not a lot, some women in these places have Western mindsets also. So just because you cross the water or you walk the desert sands, that doesn't mean that you're going to find women that are quote unquote better than women in the U.S. It's just a different culture. At the same time, there are some women, some black women in the United States that aren't living by a Western culture. Their mindset, the way they interact with men is different than what's taught to women in the West. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand, when I say Western culture, I'm not necessarily talking about America. It's a mindset. Of course, it started in the West, but it's all over the place now, right? So again, when a man experiences that, he never really wants to go back from that. I can remember the first time I experienced a different culture of a woman, and I won't count it. Like of course, y'all know I dated my high school sweetheart, and we got married, stayed married. I'm not even talking about the relationship because I don't even know what to call that. We were almost just like in our own little world and bubble. We wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? But after my divorce and after I was an older man, 30 years old plus, right? The first time I experienced a different culture was from me dating a white woman, right? And I don't want to say a serious relationship, but a close relationship, with a woman that was white, and she was about 10 years older than me, and was Dana. She was bad, though. She was about 9, 10 years older than me, and built like a 25, 30-year-old sister. Bad, bro. But long story short, man, I remember when I first started dating her. This was years ago, man. This was early 2000. This was pre 2000, and I don't know, but it's 2010, 12, somewhere in there. I don't know. But anyway, the first thing that stood out when me and her started dating was her energy was different. And when I say different, meaning I dated women that I had loved, but her energy was all about me. And I could chop that up into many different phrases and sentences, but in a nutshell, her energy was all about me. And it made me feel kind of uncomfortable. Not only did it make me feel uncomfortable, it kind of upset me. And when me and her first started talking, man, we were together and we would stop talking. We were together and we would stop talking. And why we stopped talking in between those times of us being together is because low key, I was upset that I wasn't getting that treatment from my sisters. I'm just being honest. I gave y'all flowers, so let's be honest now, right? So I would stop talking to her and go and entertain another sister, right? Not saying these sisters were bad, they were good women, but they weren't that. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't that they were better or worse or they're scared. It was because the way they treated me was different. You know what I'm saying? So me and her got together for a time and stayed together, and I kind of fell in love with that energy. Again, it wasn't attached to a certain race of a woman. It was attached to the energy she gave me. And when I say it was all about me, I know that sounds kind of funny. It might sound kind of, narcissist or whatever word y'all will throw on it, right? But I'm not saying, this is what I'm saying. Us as men, if we're in a relationship, of course, our purpose is first. God, purpose, self is first. But when it comes to our women, all we think about when it comes to our women is making her life better, making her life easier, giving her good experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like once we get off the grind throughout the day and we go back home and we're showered and now it's all about her. Oh, it's all about her life being better. So that's what I mean. Like if I was in a room with her, it was always about, what do you need? Can I make you some coffee? Can I do XYZ? How can I make your life better? Can I massage your back while you work? Can I do XYZ? And I'm not saying that sisters didn't do that, but a lot of, and I want to say, when I talk about that Western culture, it's more of it's all about me type mindset. And the thing is, a lot of men that haven't experienced a woman in a different energy, they call this normal. When you get with a woman and it's all about putting her on a pedestal, and that's the end game, a lot of us black men growing up call that normal because that's a lot of that's all a lot of us have seen. But once you experience that, and I'm not saying you will experience it in a different race, you might experience that non-Western culture in a black woman. I'm just saying once you experience it, you'll never want to taste anything else, right? I can even speak on my last relationship, right? And I'm talking about recently in life. You know, a sister I was dating, recently in life, 2025 type vibe, right? A sister that I vibe with, man. And this is why I'm saying that, because I don't want to make it seem like sisters don't move in this energy, because they do. The sister that I dated last, right? She was in a different mindset. She was in this very feminine, very, very non-Western, quote unquote traditional mindset. And I can remember when me and her met, it was a vibe. We were vibing. And I can remember our first date. Our first date. We went out to eat, man, and we're sitting there at a nice little spot, and our food comes out. First date. You know what I'm saying? She don't know nothing about me except more than what we've shared via text and a couple of phone calls. My first date, food comes, boom, she grabs my plate, she's making my plate, she's doing all this stuff. We're just not getting to know each other. Like, her mindset was different. And the entire time we dated, man, every time my food came, we went out to eat, she would get my plate. She would get my plate and be cutting my steak and be making my pancakes and syrup and the whole shebang. And I was like, that's different. Like, that's okay, you know? And it was never like that was, and that's, I'm not saying that's all she did, but her mindset was, okay, you get to the house, let me take your shoes off. You know, let me make you some coffee. Let me make sure you're good. She was always buying me gifts. I'm not big on gifts. That's not my love language, but for a lot of people, a lot of women, that is. And this woman was always buying nice, I'm talking about nice gifts, man. She was just a giver. You know what I'm saying? Because she understood that, you know, as a man, that's a man's energy. A man's energy is to give as well. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of what I'm talking about is, when it comes to this non-Western mindset, it's really just a mindset of reciprocation. You got to understand, a lot of women that we call good women today, I'm not saying they're bad women, but they have no reciprocation. Like it's all about them. It's all about their happiness. It's all about what they want to do. It's all about how they look in society. And we've called that normal, man. And it's just getting to the point where where a lot of men, a lot of black men are just saying, hey, you know what? I no longer feel like entertaining that. I can't even see myself with a woman with the Western mindset. And again, I don't care what race she is. I don't care if she's white, she's black, I just couldn't see it. Because I love to, like, energetically, I love to give to a woman. I love to make sure a woman is feeling like she's in a safe spot. So again, I deserve that back. So I said that just to say that it's not necessarily a black woman thing, but I'm specifically talking about black women having, you know, ingested that mindset. And a lot of them are saying, hey, black men don't love us anymore. And it's like, no, we love, like y'all are still sexy as hell to us. Y'all are still fine like y'all were in the 80s and 90s to us. But now y'all are moving different. Y'all have incorporated, you know, a mindset that doesn't flow with the way we're moving as men and moving forward. Like us as black men over the last 5-15 years, like we've become different ourselves. And a lot of us are forward moving men. A lot of us are goal setters. A lot of us are trying to be legacy builders. A lot of us are trying to be generational curse breakers. And I'm gonna tell you, a man that's moving like that, a woman with a Western mindset, she no longer fits in his lifestyle, right? She no longer fits in his lifestyle. So it's not about the woman, it's about the mindset, right? Now, one way that I like to tell if a woman is in this mindset is, well, I'll say this. A lot of women in this mindset, they have this queen complex. I'm gonna say this. Again, sisters, I gave you y'all flowers. I told you y'all were fine. I told you y'all were the bomb. I told you y'all were it, right? So hear me out when I say this. Of all the women I've dated, white women, women from different creeds and cultures, and I mean, you name it, right? I've only seen this in the sisters, and I've been thinking about this for a long time, but I kind of hope there's a queen complex that I only see in black women. And when I say queen complex, I don't necessarily want to call it entitlement, but there is an aura about some black women that look down on people as if they're less than. And I'm not talking about necessarily, I can only call it a queen complex. You know what I'm saying? Not like you're proud to be who you are. We should all be proud and walk in our truth. But a queen complex. Like, for example, and this is the way I always tell if a woman has a queen complex. Like when you meet a woman, and of course some brothers are like, hey, let's go on a coffee date. Like, you know, let's meet at the museum or whatever y'all do on the first date. Brother, if not that first date, on that second date, skip the coffee, skip the museum, skip Six Flags, skip the movies, take her out to eat. Take her out to eat to a place where the restaurant has a server. Don't go to no fast food where you picking number twos or you sitting there talking about I want to not that. I'm talking about somewhere y'all are sitting down. Nice little restaurant. I ain't saying it gotta be Ruth Chris, but a nice restaurant where y'all have a waiter coming or waitress coming and she's taking your order. She's asking, do you want supers? You know, and observe how that woman treats that waiter or waitress. It's going to tell you a whole lot about her mindset. You have no idea how many first dates were my last dates simply because the way a woman I was taking out on a date interacted with that waiter or waitress. Like a lot of, and again, in my experience, I'm not saying that other women don't do this, but in my experience, I've only seen black women talk down on servers as if they're nothing, as if they're peasants. And I'm gonna tell you this, man. There's been a time or two where I would cut a date off right after appetizer. That's one thing right there. A woman that has that mindset, bro. I don't care how fine she is. I don't care how smooth the skin is. I don't care how fat the donkey is. I can't do it. I can't do it. Not only does it irritate me, not only does it, but it doesn't represent who I am. So you gotta understand, man. You gotta understand that when we say that a lot of men don't like black women, it has nothing to do with attraction. It has nothing to do with the little bit of attitude you may come with. Because if a man is standing on 10, he can carve that into what he wants it to be. But a lot of women don't understand that the way you move, you're representing me. You're representing my mindset. You're my mindset manifested in physical form. So when you're sitting there acting like you're holier than thou, it's really letting people know that you're not. Because when you really move in this God energy, you move in a servant energy. I'm gonna say it again for the people in the back. When you move in this God energy that I know I walk in, you know what I'm saying? I know I walk in God energy. When I'm sitting there with a waiter or waitress or anybody in a setting that may be society considered not the highest level, I'm treating them like royalty. I'm treating janitors like CEOs. And it's like if a woman doesn't move like that, it's like, no, we aren't the same. You can't represent me. But not only that, it lets you know the mindset of a woman where she is. Because if she's in that energy, 9 times out of 10, screw it, 10 times out of 10, what she's saying is, it's all about me. I'm royalty, me. Not the whole, let me love my brother and sister like I love myself. Let me treat people like they love. And my experience, again, sisters, I gave you y'all flowers and will continue to give you y'all flowers. Y'all are the bomb. But in my experience, I've only experienced that with black women. I've only experienced it with black women, man. You know what I'm saying? So again, at the end of the day, it's not about black men hating black women. We love black women. Love black women. And I'm speaking in general because there might be some brothers that hate. I don't know. Right? But what it comes down to is we're drawn to, we're attracted to, we're going where we're treated different. We're going where the culture, we're going where the mindset fits our mission. You know what I'm saying? So it may come in a different race. It may not. It may come in a different race. It may come from a different continent. It may come from a different country. You know what I'm saying? But it's not about us hating black women. It's about us loving ourselves. It's about us loving ourselves. And it's like you know, like I believe a black man can date or even marry or even love someone of a different race without bashing his sisters. You know what I'm saying? And I make videos about women. I'll talk about 5% women, 10% women, virtuous women, thotties, 5%. I talk about all that stuff. But I'm never breaking it down to women of a certain color, women of a certain creed. I'm talking about women of a certain spiritual consciousness. I talk about women of a certain mindset. You know what I'm saying? So us as men are just going to where the energy flows better. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, when a man is conscious, when a man is aware, when a man is moving in his God energy, when a man is connected to the all, he don't care what color it comes in. Love is love. Support is support. He don't care what country it comes from. At the same time, I can say the same thing about my sisters. If certain sisters are moving in a certain energy and all the black men or all the whatever men aren't supporting them, aren't loving them like they should be loved, you know what I'm saying? I believe they should look outside the scope. When I see a black woman with a white man or Asian man or whatever, it does nothing to my energy. And never in my life have I said, oh, she hates the black man or she whatever, is said. I'm sure she loves black men. But something about that man and his culture and his mindset probably brung her in. You know what I'm saying? So it's about who's supporting you. It's about who's loving you. Right? Now, I wanna piggyback off that and just briefly speak on the 50-50, right? Because, and to be honest, this should probably be a whole nother video just talking about this 50-50 conversation, but at the same time not, because it's not a long conversation, right? When it comes down to the whole 50-50 conversation, right? And support, I will say this first. Because this is a complex situation. That's really not complex. I'll say it like this. At no point should a man be moving in a manner where his kingdom requires another person to survive. That's the first thing. At no point should a man be moving to where his kingdom will crumble if a woman leaves, right? Which means, and this is the danger of it, which means when a woman comes in your life, you need to already be established. I'm not saying you got to have a house built and all this kind of stuff, but your life needs to be in control. You got a place to live. You got a car to drive. You're eating every day. Your life is doing a certain thing. So when a woman comes into your life, it's not like chaos is breaking out. And I'm talking about a woman that's not bringing a lot of baggage into your life. Like, and when I say baggage, I'm talking about student loans and $80,000, just life baggage. You should be able to stand on 10 toes. And a woman if you're gonna date a woman, if you're gonna bring a woman in the long way, when you bring a woman in, your life shouldn't crumble, right? So having said that, a man should never, in my opinion, a man should never let his life get out of the scope where he can't hold down 100%. Because every household is different. But once you gotta understand that once you get out of the scope of making, for example, if you're making $100,000 a year and that's your lifestyle and that's the size of your home and that's the size of the cars you drive, that's your life. And a woman comes in and she's making $200,000. If you start living a lifestyle based on $200,000, that woman is going to start doing something internally. Because on the deepest of levels, she's going to love you. She's going to love you. But on the deepest of levels, she's going to say, that man can't maintain his world if I'm not here. So when you talk about the 50-50 conversation, it's more about that as opposed to who's paying the bills. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different windows of opportunity of conversation when it comes to that 50-50 conversation. And I'll say this, there's never been a time where, and of course, I'm not talking about when I was 20 years old and married. You know what I'm saying? When I was 20 years old and married, we just threw all our money in a bank account and paid the bills. It wasn't we were just tied together. Which, to be honest, I wish more people were like that. But once you get older and you start getting corporate jobs, that everybody kind of gets a little different. But anyway, I've never been in a situation where I got serious enough about a woman. But it's about to rain. Where I got serious enough about a woman where if it got to the point where she moved in with me and was up under my household, well, my household changed. A woman never moved in with me and said, or I said, hey, you know what? Now that you're in here and my rent is $2,000, now I should pay $1,000 rent and you should pay $1,000. I've never done that, right? I've never done that. At the same time, I'm not getting with a woman that's not a giver. Like I'm still holding my world down, but again, that woman is saying, hey, you know what? Let me take you on a trip, or hey, let me take you out to lunch today, or hey, let me get you this nice gift. She's gonna have an element of giving to her, man. So when it comes to that 50-50 conversation, I'll just say this, and I'm sure all women do it, but on my algorithm, I'm only hearing my sister saying, oh, well, man, if he ain't paying all the bills, then he can't even talk to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that other women don't have that same thought, because I believe a lot of that is just feminine nature. But a lot of women aren't standing on it to the point where they're shunning good men. Is what I'm saying. A lot of other women, it seems like they're more open to saying, okay, you know what? Let me get with this guy as he's building his kingdom. And if we're going 50-50, then that's what it is. But I know the way that this man is moving, I know that when he gets that bag, he's going to tell me to quit my job. But a lot of men, so and I believe somebody said this, I don't know if it was Samuels or somebody, or it might have been Dr. Umar said this, I believe. Yeah, now I know Dr. Umar said it. He said like white women and other women, like they're willing to build with men. Like they can see prospects and see what he's going to be, where a lot of sisters say, you know what? If he ain't already got the 6 figures, he can't even holler at me. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of that is a mindset that's unattractive to black men. Because you got to understand, if you got a lineup of, I don't care what race women are. If you got a woman that's saying, hey, you know what? I see you on your grind. I see you getting it. And I'm feeling you. I'm liking you. I'm liking the way you moving. I want to be one with you. But you got one to look just like you saying, hey, you know what? You ain't there yet. Next. Then what is a black man supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the 50-50 thing, man, like again, every household is different. But this is what I would advise for a man. Like, of course, it's cool. It's okay. I think it's okay for two people to come in and put it all together. Every household is different. But as a man, I would say this. Never get with the woman, right? Never lock in the long way with the woman that you don't feel like I want that woman to have a soft life. Like I want that woman to be able to just kind of just wake up, you know, connect to her purpose, connect to what she wants to give to the world, whether it's making content, whether it's helping the homeless. Like I want that woman to be in that energy. Don't get with the woman that you don't want to put in that energy. And I say it because this. A lot of times we'll like women and can even love a woman, right? But we don't love that woman to the point where we're like, hey, you know what? I'm not finna support your whole life. And that's justified because, to be honest, a lot of women don't vibrate there. There are a lot of women that are fine, beautiful, cute, whatever, but she isn't moving in a manner that where I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm finna love you and take care of you on the highest level of tradition. I like you, I love you, but not that much. And a lot of us men will get with women like that, and to be honest, we're settling. Like don't even get with the woman unless you're gonna put blood, sweat, and tears and making sure that woman can live that life. Like a woman you really love to see living like that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of women just aren't. Not saying they aren't good women. I'm not even saying they're 304s or nothing like that. But a lot, like, I'm gonna tell you this. For a woman to get a man, just so y'all know, right? For a woman to get a man that's saying, hey, babe, you know what? Do what you want to do. Do your hobbies like you ain't gotta, like you done. You ain't gotta work. You can shut it down if you want to. You gotta understand that woman has to be moving to a certain beat. And a lot of women aren't even modest enough to get that treatment. A lot of women are online saying, "Oh well, I ain't talking to a man that ain't paying 100% of the bills," but they butt cheeks are out on the gram. It's like, well, he not checking for you no way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all are moving in an energy where it seems like every guy can get you. A lot of y'all aren't moving in just a certain type way. But y'all are talking about, well, a man ain't that. If he ain't, it's like brothers that can hold you down like that are not checking for you. Trust me. Trust me. Brothers that can say, hey, quit your job tomorrow aren't even checking for you. So really, y'all are just talking to yourselves, right? But in a nutshell, because I'll talk all day. In a nutshell, all I'm saying is this. And I'm only saying it because I've been seeing the conversation. You know, I see it in a lot of passport bro conversations. I'm seeing it in a lot of the conversation amongst the black men and women in Thailand and other places, that black men don't love black women or don't check for black women like they do for other races. And I'm gonna tell you this. Black women, y'all gonna always be fine as hell. Y'all will always be beautiful. Y'all will always be baddies to us. I mean, y'all are us. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand this culture, this mindset that you've adopted over the last 5, 10, 15, 25, 30 years. It's not in alignment where a lot of black men are moving. Again, we love you. But at the end of the day, we have to love ourselves.